I think you have to look at this on three levels. One of them is President Trump's politics, the second is the White House politics, and the third is the real economy. And I think that the real economy may be the least important of these three. In Trump's politics, it is, just as you said, Joe, they're winners and they're losers, and if you have deficits, you're a loser, and if you have surpluses, you're a winner. Create jobs, you're a winner. Lose jobs, you're a loser. And he is doubling down, also, I think, changing the subject a little bit from some of the problems he's got. In the White House, we were all in Davos together. That was the Gary Cohn President Trump, with that very smooth pro-business speech, invest in the United States. This is the Peter Navarro, maybe also Wilbur Ross, but also perhaps even the more true Donald Trump. But on the economy, the fact is, I think what your correspondent said in Ohio at the end is right. You could have more job losses from this than job gains. You've got 200,000 employees in the United States that will benefit from this in smelters and furnaces and places that do the raw materials. But people who represent the manufacturing jobs, building cars or chicken coops, that's more like 6.5 million people according to Heritage. So there could be more losers than winners on this when you actually look at the real economy.
That's when I think more about it, the anachronistic view, or if it is an archaic view of what we do in terms of jobs and skill. I mean, I guess at some point we could have tried to do things to help the farmers as they were going from a large part of the economy to where I don't know what it is now. It's a fraction of 1% of employment in agriculture now because of automation. Same thing's happening in steel. So it's almost like it's almost like fixing the slights of the 70s and 80s from foreign competition. It's impossible to fix now. The world has moved, I guess, right?
Well, look, you can negotiate better conditions and platform from which you can create jobs, but you can't change technological change, and the steel plant of the future just isn't going to employ as many people. I think one of the most interesting things to watch this week in this town of, if Ohio is salt of the earth, this is where lobbyists dwell in Washington. And a lot of people will be lobbying for cutouts. And the president has said, well, there aren't going to be any carve-outs. But particularly people are focused on Canada. Canada delivers 16% of the steel exports to the United States, imports into the United States. That's the biggest producer. And even the unions here, the steel unions, are maybe lobbying for Canada because it's just so integrated. The Pentagon considers the Canadian aluminum a strategic asset. So I think you're going to see the lobbyists kick into high gear in Washington this week.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.